Have you ever spent a single penny that could have made you a millionaire? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that a 2013 D Lincoln penny, yes, the one sitting in your drawer, in your car, or hiding under your couch, could be worth up to $8.1 million in today's collector market? Wait, wait, don't run to your piggy bank just yet. Let's rewind. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than a lifetime of paychecks. In 2013, millions of pennies rolled out of the Denver Mint, just like every other year. But among them, a few rare errors slipped through. These coins looked ordinary to the naked eye, yet one detail, one minting flaw, one microscopic difference turned them into a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Imagine flipping a penny and realizing it could pay off your debts, your home, your dreams, all from something worth just 1 cent. That's not fantasy. That's the reality of coin collecting in 2025. But before you start checking every penny you've ever touched, let's uncover why this 2013 D Lincoln penny became a legend, and how one lucky finder turned loose change into millions. Now, let's dig into the why behind the fortune. The 2013 D Lincoln penny wasn't supposed to be rare. It was struck in copper-plated zinc, weighing about 2.5 grams, featuring Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile. But during that minting process, something unusual happened. Some coins were struck on experimental planchets, the blank discs used before official mint approval, or received double die-obverse errors, where Lincoln's face and lettering appear slightly doubled. These subtle mistakes created visual quirks only visible under close light. But to expert collectors, those quirks scream rare treasure. Here's the catch. Thousands of Americans might have these coins sitting unnoticed right now. They look completely normal unless you know exactly what to look for. And that's where people miss out. Millions of dollars, lost in plain sight. Pause and think. How many times have you ignored a penny on the ground, thinking it's worthless? What if that exact coin was your shot at freedom from bills, rent, or a job you hate? That's the beauty of numismatics. It transforms everyday objects into hidden gold mines. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Collectors today are offering up to $8.1 million for pristine 2013 D-era pennies with verified minting flaws. The demand is insane because fewer than a handful are known to exist. But here's the cliffhanger. One recently sold at a private auction in 2024, and the story of who found it will blow your mind. Picture this. A 29-year-old construction worker from Texas, going through his truck's cup holder after a long day. He notices something odd. The 2013 D penny he's holding has a strange double shine on the lettering. "In God we trust." He thinks it's nothing. But something, call it luck, instinct, or destiny, tells him to Google it. Fast forward 3 months. He's standing on a stage at a coin collector's expo, holding a certified error penny valued at over $8,100,000, 1 penny. $8 million. He didn't find it in a collection. He didn't buy it. He just paid attention. And that's your wake-up call. Coins like this still circulate. They're out there right now, in your wallet, your pocket, your couch, your coffee jar. The question is, will you be the one to spot it? So here's what you do next. 1. Check your change, especially 2013 D Lincoln pennies. Look closely at the mint mark, D, and the details on Lincoln's face and lettering. 2. Watch for doubling, shine differences, or misaligned features. 3. If you suspect something unique, get it appraised or graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. And one more thing, don't assume your penny is worthless just because it looks ordinary. History has proven that fortunes often hide behind the smallest things. You know, people chase Bitcoin, stocks, and lotteries. But sometimes, the real jackpot jingles in your pocket. Now, before you rush off to dump your coins on the table, remember this. Every great fortune begins with curiosity. Those who take the time to look closer are the ones who find what others miss. So ask yourself, what's stopping you from checking? Because tonight, while millions sleep, one person might discover the next multi-million-dollar 2013 D Lincoln penny. Will that person be you? If you want to learn which pennies, nickels, or quarters are secretly worth a fortune, make sure you subscribe right now, because next, we're revealing a 2009 Lincoln cent that collectors are calling asterisk, the hidden diamond of U.S. currency. Asterisk, don't blink. Your next coin could change your life forever. Would you like me to make this script optimized for voiceover pacing, 10-minute read aloud version with pauses, emphasis notes, and dramatic transitions? For YouTube narration, it'll sound cinematic and professional for your video voice. Imagine waking up one ordinary morning, brewing your coffee, and casually checking that old jar of pennies sitting in the corner of your kitchen. You pick up a dusty 1956 Lincoln penny, not knowing that this simple 1-cent coin could change your life forever. What if I told you that some 1956 D Lincoln pennies are worth over $8.2 million today? Yes, that tiny copper coin in your hand could be the key to financial freedom. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal might just make you rethink every penny you've ever spent or saved. Let's go back to the year 1956. America was thriving after the war. Dwight D. Eisenhower was in the White House, Elvis Presley ruled the radio, and the U.S. Mint in Denver was busy striking billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of these coins were ordinary, mass-produced, everyday money for a booming economy. But hidden among them, a few extraordinary pieces slipped through the cracks, coins struck with microscopic flaws, misalignments, or unique metal compositions that would later become some of the most sought-after rarities in numismatic history. The Lincoln penny, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, was more than just a coin. It was a national tribute to honesty, freedom, and the American dream. But the 1956 D penny? That's where the story takes a shocking twist. Now, you might be thinking, come on, it's just a penny. How can it be worth millions? Hold that thought, because what happened next will blow your mind. Fast forward to recent years. A coin collector in the Midwest was going through his late grandfather's coin collection. Tucked away in a small paper roll marked 1956 D, Keepers, he found something unusual. A penny with sharper details, a double die on the date, and an almost mirror-like shine that set it apart from the rest. After professional grading and verification, the discovery stunned experts. The coin's condition, combined with an ultra-rare minting error and impeccable preservation, made it one of the most valuable pennies in existence. When it went to auction, it fetched a jaw-dropping $8.2 million. Just imagine, $8.2 million for a coin that originally cost a single cent. That's not luck. That's legacy. And here's the kicker, there could still be more out there, hiding in plain sight. In your drawer, in your change jar, even in your pocket right now. But how can you tell if your 1956 D penny is one of the $1 million ones? First, check for a few key signs. Look closely at the date, 1956, and the letter D below it. If you notice doubling on the numbers or letters, or an unusually strong strike that makes Lincoln's features appear crisp and detailed, don't ignore it. Also, pay attention to the color. Genuine rare 1956 D errors often have a deep red-brown tone that hasn't faded over time. Now, here's a little humor to break the tension. Who knew rummaging through old piggy banks could turn you into a millionaire faster than the lottery? But in all seriousness, this is your wake-up call. Millions of Americans have old coins stashed away, completely unaware that their forgotten pennies might be worth more than their cars, their homes, or even their retirement savings. And if you're still watching, that means you're one of the few who understands that wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes, it comes from knowing what to look for. Don't underestimate that little copper coin. Every great fortune starts with a single discovery, and maybe, just maybe, yours is waiting to be found. So before you toss that change aside, take a closer look. You might be holding history. You might be holding freedom. And who knows, that 1956 Lincoln penny could make you the next overnight millionaire. If you found this story inspiring, hit that like button and subscribe, because in my next video, I'll reveal another Lincoln penny even rarer than this one, and its value might just leave you speechless. Until then, remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest fortunes. And no, you don't need Indiana Jones's whip or a metal detector in your backyard. Just a sharp eye, a bit of curiosity, and this video playing till the end, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to look for. Let's rewind to 1959, a year of change and progress. Dwight D. Eisenhower was president. Alaska and Hawaii had just become states, and in the world of coins, something historic was happening. The U.S. Mint was retiring the beloved wheat ears reverse of the Lincoln cent and introducing the brand new Lincoln Memorial design. This redesign marked the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and with it, the first coin to depict the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of freedom, unity, and legacy. Now, here's where things get fascinating. Every coin minted that year was supposed to have this new design. But out of nowhere, a few rare 1959 pennies surfaced with the old wheat reverse. That shouldn't have been possible. The wheat design was discontinued the year before. Collectors were stunned. Experts were skeptical. Even the U.S. Mint couldn't explain it. Was it an error? Was it a rogue mint worker? Or was it something more mysterious? When one of these coins appeared and later sold for millions, it sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world. Because officially, this coin shouldn't exist. And yet, there it was, a living contradiction, a relic that defied the mint's own records. Now, think about this. How many other coins have slipped through history's cracks unnoticed? Could one be hiding in your collection right now? And no, I'm not saying you should start bribing cashiers to give you more pennies in your change. But hey, it might not be the worst idea after watching this video. So, what makes this 1959 Lincoln penny so valuable? It's not just its rarity, it's its story. Every collector knows a coin's value lives in its history. This penny isn't merely copper and zinc, it's a piece of American mystery, a symbol of human error and pure luck intertwined. In pristine, uncirculated condition, the 1959 Lincoln penny with a wheat reverse has fetched over $8.60 million at auction. Even lesser-known variations, like mistrikes or double dies from this same year, can bring in thousands. That's life-changing money, from something worth 1 cent on paper. But here's the urgency. Each passing year, these coins get rarer. Collectors are snatching them up. Private investors are quietly building portfolios, and everyday people are unknowingly spending away small fortunes. Ask yourself, have you ever wondered if your old coin jar could be the key to your financial freedom? Because in a world where inflation rises and opportunities shrink, the smallest things, literally the smallest coins, can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Imagine being that person, the one who finds a penny and turns it into millions. How would that feel? To tell your children, your grandchildren, that a piece of history made your future? Here's the truth. Stories like this aren't luck, they're awareness. Right now, someone out there could be watching this video with the same penny in their hands, and they just don't know it yet. So, before you brush off those old coins, take a closer look. Because your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle might not be in Wall Street or Silicon Valley. It might just be in your change jar. If you want to know the signs that make a penny like this worth millions, small minting errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, make sure you don't miss my next video, where I'll show you exactly how to identify them. Until then, remember this: wealth doesn't always come from what's new, It often hides in what's old, forgotten, and waiting to be discovered. Now go check your coins. Because that 1 cent could make you a millionaire overnight. Yes, you heard that right. A penny that could be sitting unnoticed in your old jar, wallet, or family drawer might just be worth more than your entire home. Now, before you rush to check your change, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn the untold story behind this incredible coin, what makes it so valuable, and how you can identify if you're holding one of these life-changing treasures. And trust me, you don't want to miss what I'm about to reveal, because the difference between a regular 1989 penny and one worth millions is so subtle, it can fool even experienced collectors. Let's dive in. Act 1, the backstory. The birth of a modern rarity. The year was 1989. The Berlin Wall was falling, the world was changing, and in the U.S. Mint, billions of ordinary Lincoln pennies were rolling off the presses. Or so they thought. Each penny bore the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner back in 1909. For decades, it was America's symbol of hard work and everyday value. But hidden among the countless coins that year was something extraordinary. A small batch of no-mint marked pennies, unlike any others. You see, pennies are typically marked with letters like D for Denver or S for San Francisco ***, showing where they were made. But a few rare 1989 pennies escaped without a mint mark, and what makes them even more mysterious is that some of them were struck on the wrong metal planchet, giving them a unique shine and weight difference. At first, nobody noticed. After all, who would? A penny is a penny, until someone found out it wasn't a coin that changed everything. Fast forward to the early 2000s. A man from Illinois was going through an old coin jar, coins he'd been tossing in for decades. Buried in that pile was a 1989 penny that looked just a little different. No mint mark. A slightly brighter tone. He almost ignored it. Almost. But curiosity won. He took it to a local coin dealer, and after several examinations, experts realized what he was holding was one of the rarest modern Lincoln pennies ever minted. The story spread like wildfire. Coin collectors couldn't believe it. A penny from the 1980s, a time most people overlook, suddenly rewriting coin collecting history. The penny later sold at auction for a jaw-dropping, breaking records and sparking a nationwide frenzy. And here's the chilling part: experts believe there could be a few more still out there, undiscovered. Maybe in circulation. Maybe sitting quietly in a jar right now. Maybe in your pocket. Short humorous break. So maybe it's time to stop ignoring those pennies on the sidewalk, right? Now you're probably asking, what makes this coin so special? First, it's the no mint mark feature. Pennies minted in Philadelphia in 1989 usually bear no mark, but this particular variety had distinct errors, including slight doubling on the obverse side, and in some cases, it was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated copper. That combination, a minting anomaly, perfect preservation, and historical context, created the perfect storm for collectors. Add to that the emotional nostalgia of Lincoln's iconic portrait and America's transition era of the late 1980s, and you've got a coin that carries both monetary and symbolic power. But let me warn you, most 1989 pennies are worth exactly 1 cent. The rare ones, though, they carry the weight of history, luck, and fate. That's why every serious coin enthusiast in America keeps an eye out for them, and a little urgent. In the last 5 years, the demand for rare U.S. coins has skyrocketed. Collectors, investors, even museums are hunting for unique pieces like the 1989 no-mint marked Lincoln penny. Prices are climbing faster than ever. And coins once worth a few $100s are now crossing into million-dollar territory. So, what should you do? Start by checking your old jars, drawers, and piggy banks. Focus on 1989 pennies with no mint mark. Examine them under bright light. Look for sharp, clean details, unusual color or weight, or even faint doubling near the word liberty or I in God we trust. And here's a cliffhanger for you. Some experts now believe a second variety of this 1989 penny exists, struck under unique conditions that haven't been fully documented. If that turns out to be true, we could be looking at a coin worth in the coming years. Imagine being the one to find it. Imagine being the person who turns a single penny into financial freedom, into a life of choice, comfort, and legacy. Short pattern interrupt, you know? The kind of freedom that lets you say, "Yeah, I retired early, thanks to a penny." Sounds funny, right? But it's real. And it's happening. Finale, Act 3, the legacy and the call to action. At its heart, the story of the 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just about money. It's about the idea that extraordinary value often hides in the ordinary. It's a reminder that sometimes life-changing opportunities don't come with flashing lights. They come in the form of a tiny, forgotten coin. So, if you're someone who dreams of financial freedom, if you've ever wanted to turn your passion for collecting into profit, this is your sign. Start now. Research. Examine your coins. Visit local dealers or appraisers. Because every day that passes, another collector might find what you overlooked. And when that happens, you'll remember this moment, the day you heard about the 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth $8.4 million, and realized the next millionaire could be you. Beat. Closing line. So go on. Check your change. Because sometimes, your fortune is already in your hands, and it's only one penny away.